Now what I'm going to do is start washing the car. Again, I'm going to use these things, these hand things, because any dirt that's on that roof, I will feel it. And on this car being white down there, it won't show swirls, but the black really will show swirls. So that's where we need to be particularly careful in this car. So the tip is lots of detergent. That's the truck wash that I use. It's truck wash. I don't care what you use, whether you use whatever brand, as long as it's an automotive type detergent. I use a little bit of truck wash, maybe that much, the rest water. Just remember that the detergent is not doing the cleaning, it's just taking the dirt with it. So on a finer spray, we want to use less water, but just be feeling for dirt, and if you come across any dirt, stop and wash it away. Okay, next we can do the dirty part of the car. So again, lots of lubricant, and while you're at this stage, this is where you're actually washing the car. So using your hand and lots of detergent, lubricant. Remember, it's the thing that takes the dust away. And you'll see that can you see there's a difference in the colour there? If I hose it off, you'll see that. If you feel a lump of grit, stop and get your hose and wash it off. If you're using this, then you'll feel in the panel if there's a mark. You can see that the car is pretty clean on this side. All our water's going on the grass, which is great. With bonnet, the same procedure. This back panel here is quite dirty. The back panel gets all the exhaust emissions. They swirl back onto the car. It's just what happens, and all the dirt sticks on the back of the car. So it's actually quite dirty. So I'm going to give that an extra bit of water. On the back wiper again. Clean under there. That's better. And now I'll continue running. Okay, well that's the outside of the car pretty much washed. Again, you just go around it, lots and lots and lots of water. Again, it's tank water. So what this is going to do is tank water will dry without leaving deposits on your car. But if you're using filtered tank water, you actually don't need to chamois your car. Something I do, and it's something I do because I'm a bit fussy, is I just give under there a bit of a spray with just fresh water. I don't know why I do it, other than it makes me feel good. If this is still wet, I'd open this up, and then there'll be a certain amount of dirt in that part there that you miss because the door is in the road. No, just watch that. Inspect that channel around there. You can see there's a bit of residual dirt there. Inspect that channel there. If If you're parked under any trees, that's where leaves would deposit. That will get a bit of a wash, a bit of a wipe when we chamois the car down. Again, I said you don't need to chamois the car, but I do. Open the doors. Just inspect around the door jambs. Water, being careful not to wet the interior of the car. Just a light drizzle of water. Yeah. Wash the dirt off here. And if we do that, then that area is always going to be really clean, and it will never get to the stage where we have to detail it. It will always be clean. The bonnet. This is a great time just to do a visual inspection of your car. There we've got the radiator reservoir, and it's got a full mark on it and an empty mark. That looks fine. There's the water washer reservoir. It's still full. Great. If it were half empty, I'd use my tank water and top that up. Don't wait till it gets empty. Top it up every time you wash it. The oil I'm not going to check because the car's on an angle. It looks pretty good under there. It's actually still quite tidy under there, so that's all I'm going to do. I will, the next time I wash this, I'll clean under the bonnet so it always looks tidy. You should close your bonnet like you do a door on most cars. Not all, but most. And if you do it just by dropping the bonnet and it closes like that, you don't want it to go ting! That's too hard. You don't want it to click on the first catch and bounce back. That's too soft. If that happens, okay, let's say I've done it, and it didn't close. Don't want you to push down like that. Open it back up again and have another crack. The chamois I'm going to use first is I've got an older chamois. This one was actually a Mazda promotion. It was Zoom Zoom. So I'm going to just do the door jambs. I don't want to use the chamois that I'm using on the rest of the car because if there's any grit, it's going to be in these door jambs. I'm just going to dry them so they look nice. I'll give my doors a bit of a wipe with wet chamois. This will get any hand cream or anything that people have had on their hands, and it won't affect the trim material. It's just water, so it won't do. It'll be really good for the surface. Inside our fuel cap. Back of the door there. Preferably start at the top of the car. Some people will do a sliding motion like that. As I said before, this is rainwater, so if we don't get every single bit, it won't be an issue. That's pretty much all we've got to do. Just finish chamoising the car. Job done. The wheels, I'm not going to put the chamois anywhere near those wheels because they will be fine. They're clean. They've been washed with tank water, so there's going to be no residual deposits. Even if you sprayed a bit of detergent on and hosed off again, that's fine. But don't touch the wheels because if there's any dirt, it's going to be on those wheels and going to end up in your chamois, and that's the last place you want it. So let's watch the Mini. I think it's taken, what, 15-20 minutes to do it properly, and it'll be a great job. Have a nice day.